Have you ever felt like you were born wrong? Why are you taught that love must be earned?
Why is beauty a ticket to acceptance? These lyrics offer a look at the system through the face of the creator. Let's break down what the song is really about.
Hello, это How Woman Show,
Woman.
I'm Hel,
And I'm Heaven.
and you're watching an analysis of the lyrics from the second album, Acceptance. Today's song is Doll.
This is one of our absolute favorites from the second album. We put a lot of effort into promoting it and spent so much energy, at the very least, on writing lyrics in Chinese.
So today we will tell you who inspired us for the song, what famous character we referenced, and what issues we tackled.
These lyrics explore several deep and painful systemic issues related to self-worth, ideals, rejection, patriarchy, and the search for recognition. The entire song is a desperate plea to a symbolic representation of patriarchy as a grand, all-powerful figure, God. We wanted to convey self-rejection through something resembling a repentance, a prayer.
The title itself is a reference to Suigintou from Maiden. Her character words and image from this anime inspired me to create a protagonist who doubts the system. Her rhetoric, the way she would address her father, was used in the lyrics.
That's why the tone starts out sorrowful and full of despair, rather than determined and courageous like the characters from our first album.
Just listen.
Part. I can't.
Why I can? What? For
I want to
what?
sing. I can just listen.
You can sing. But remember, you don't know Chinese words.
多甜，什么瞬间没有看到我？为什么只有我一个人奋斗？为什么人是你女儿吗？难道我不知道拥有你的吗？ I also don't know how to sing. Does it stop me? Here we wanted to express a sense of abandonment. The protagonist feels rejected even by the so-called higher power, which is supposed to love everyone. The entire verse consists of only questions, emphasizing her uncertainty. I think we set the right tone for the entire song with this.
Yes.
This is a direct conflict with the creator. If God is omnipotent, why does he create imperfect people? These lines convey helplessness. I wanted to show that the protagonist arrives at the realization of injustice through questions that no one will ever answer. Deep.
Yes. There was an useless raven wings is a direct reference to Suigintou and the main characters from the Rosen Maiden Shinku, who serves as Suigintou's counterpart. Shinku is beautiful and complete. She is compared to perfect rose, while Suigintou had to claw her way toward her father's love, and still remained at the level of useless raven wings.
Of course, from another perspective, roses might seem more useless. After all, raven wings allow one to fly. But in the protagonist's value system, those black wings are not beautiful, which means they cannot be loved and are therefore worthless. God, as a symbol of society, religion, or a parental figure, blesses only the perfect, while the protagonist doesn't fit his standards of beauty.
This world is full of ideals. This line takes us straight to the idealized image that is forced upon every girl in this world. I remember that at first I wanted the song to be about envy, iniquity towards all the poor ones. That's why here we see the protagonist comparing herself to other daughters of God, and feeling distant from them as she chases the promised reward of society approval for beauty.
By denying sisterhood, she isolates herself. She envies others, believing that only angels are truly valued. The image of the angel simultaneously references the ideal father figure in Rosen Maiden and the stereotypical societal image of purity, femininity, and beauty. Here we see an attempt at self-assertion. I don't care, but this sounds more like a defense mechanism than genuine indifference. The next line reveals a dependency on the father's patriarchal approval. It feels as if the only way to receive love is to meet the divine standards.
I'm not trash. This is a painfully powerful statement. If someone has to convince herself, it means society, in this case the figure of God, failed not to make her feel like she's garbage.
And the last voice, or do you not want me to be born whole, sounds like a desperate cry of a child who feels betrayed.
The idea of love and mercy for all, but in reality rejection of the imperfect. This is a direct reference to another work that deeply moved me, Notre Dame de Paris. In the Russian version of one of my favorite songs, there are similar lines. They truly resonate with me, so I use them as the foundation of my song's concept.
And in the end, we arrive at hopeless acceptance. Because no one will sing for me. The protagonist realizes that she remains loyal to God and his expectations, but no one will ever need her in return. Does this mean her song is meaningless?
I believe the most powerful lines are the ones we say, not sing. This is no longer a prayer, this is no longer a song. And once again, it's a question. Our narrative was built on questions, pleas, doubts, and despair, but in the end it still circles back to a question. It's a closed loop.
The protagonist thinks, if she was born, that someone must have loved her. She's practically begging. These words sound like a desperate hope. Tell me that you love me. The final question doesn't resolve the conflict. It only makes it more painful. If God truly creates people out of love, then why must they fight for that love?
The concept of deserved love. The protagonist desperately wants to be perfect in order to be loved. She longs to be recognized, but perfection is a privilege for a few.
While it may seem like we are critiquing only religious ideals, in reality we're addressing societal perceptions of what is ideal, which make every girl in the world feel a sense of injustice and inadequacy.
The protagonist feels unfinished, wrong, and seeks answers from God, who was supposed to create her with love. But the more she asks, the more she realizes that there will never be an answer.
This is about how women are conditioned to believe they must be perfect, beautiful, obedient, blessed, to be worthy of love. We wanted to create a song where despair collides with hope, the hope that someday someone will finally hear us and say that we are valuable, just as we are, without any conditions. Thank you so much for watching this breakdown. Please subscribe and also subscribe to our Patreon page. We have a lot of free content there and also some fails from our shooting.
Yes. Thank you. Bye bye bye. Have a nice life.